Well, welcome to the Dirt Road Home, and on today's video, we are going to let you guys get to know us. And so we're going to be talking about a few of our favorite things, and yeah.
Daaldi video nga ni favorite but nga may rang ko namnat ka romaya rang ko namnat sa yarang nigman na simang na wiatanggen.
So we are going to be talking about a few of our favorite things, and we are going to start off by who is your favorite YouTuber?
For me, I think it's gonna be our family favorite. For our family as a whole, it's the Dude Perfect.
Yes.
Dude Perfect.
Dude Perfect.
That's we usually watch that as whenever they release their new videos, and if you haven't seen it, you might even want to check them out because they're really good.
Dude Perfect is, they got their start doing trick shots, and if you notice a couple of our videos, I've been tossing my hat and throwing on their thing, but we really like their trick shots. They've got this segment that they call Overtime where they do a different game show thing, which we really love. I would probably say that's probably my favorite.
Yeah, and I also like the Crosbys. I like Claire Crosby and her singing. And
No, I know Michelle's. If it's not Dude Perfect, Michelle's favorite is Zach King for sure.
Zach King, yeah, you do watch a lot of Zach King even when we're not around. And we also like the Holderness family. We like Dude Dad.
What's our favorite food? Obviously.
Rice.
Rice.
But
Obviously,
more
rice.
specifically, rice and beans for me.
That's actually your favorite food, though. Like
I
rice and
do
beans.
love
That's-
rice.
For me, I think I like, besides Indian food like rice curry, I like Thai food. I like Thai curry.
So we're going with
I like-
genres?
Like
Like favorite, like food, like
Okay.
a dish, I think.
A dish. Okay.
for me, rice and beans and pico de gallo, and just like mix it all together. And just...
Oh, that's
Mexican.
So what about you, Michelle? What's your favorite food?
Pura.
Pura? Yeah, pura is really good.
Rice
really good.
with pura.
My favorite food's burgers. I just like burgers, all kind, because burgers can be so versatile.
Like if I have to eat just one dish for the rest of my life, kind of favorite.
I don't think I can eat burgers for the rest of my life like that.
It'll have to be one of Korean dish. It's like maybe bibimbap.
Bibimbap. Oh,
Bibimbap is really good.
Food Rani.
All right. What's your favorite food, Ronnie? Whatever falls off the table.
All right, what is our favorite Dirt Road Home video?
Oh, I know mine. The Disney song challenge.
That was the one of the most fun to
That's very
film.
fun.
That was very fun to film. My favorite video, though, either Rowan Mountain
I was gonna say
or the
Ron
Blue
Mountain.
Ridge. Blue Ridge. That's our most popular video, I think. And that was probably one of my favorites.
The first video.
Yeah.
The first vlog.
The first vlog, yeah.
I think Ron Mountain. I like the Ron Mountain. One of these girls' birthdays. I like those.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
the
was
birthdays are really fun, yeah. What's your favorite of our YouTube videos? Go ahead and comment down below.
Yes, please let us know.
So with that one, I think another one of our questions is, what's your favorite thing about being a YouTuber?
The favorite thing for me would be to be able to have our own memories there on YouTube, so we can just go back and watch it again whenever we go on vacation, or some of their like birthdays and events and things like that.
What about you, Michelle? What's your favorite thing
I
about me?
don't know. I like how it encourages us to travel.
That's really good. That's actually what I'm thinking, because we actually try to travel more. Like, well, what are we going to do next for a YouTube video?
Yeah.
And then being able to share some of the aspects of our church life and our faith and different things like that, something that I really enjoy. Like being able to do our video on our camp meeting. That was a lot of fun to be able to share that. And we never would have thought to film that if it wasn't for YouTube. But getting to share that camp meeting experience with other people was really, really fantastic.
I also like being able to connect with our viewers.
Yes.
Reading the comments and just.
Reading the comments I can understand, because a lot of them are Gyro and I don't understand
And
Gyro.
then I do let you know.
She does let me know when
I
somebody's there and
translate
say. Somebody comes up to me and is like, "Oh, I've been watching your YouTube channel." I'm like, "Wait a minute, what?" It's kind of, it's so weird for me to have somebody like recognize me on YouTube, other pastors, or I meet somebody at these conventions. Say, "Oh yeah, we watched your YouTube." It's not my least favorite thing, but it's the thing that I've gotten the least used
Kinda
to
awkward.
yet. Yeah.
What we like and dislike about each other. I mean, you see us where we play with each other and get along with it, and we do that most of the time. But
We're not
we don't always like each other.
we're not a perfect family. We don't have it all together. We don't have it all figured out.
I was gonna say about both me and Michelle.
All right, for Michelle, what I like about her the least is the fact that she never brushes her hair when I ask her to. She hates brushing her hair. Okay, and I have to get onto her so much. And Amber, not getting up in the morning when it's time for us to go to school. And I think for Daddy, I think it's laying around his socks. I will find socks under the couch and here and there in the corner.
She'll find socks in exactly 2 places. Beside my recliner and at the feet of my desk. Because if my feet get hot while I'm sitting down, I will take them off at that place and I tend to leave them there.
Yes, and I'll have to be like, okay, another pair of socks.
So Amber, my least favorite thing is 95%. She'll do something 95% and she won't finish the last thing. Like she'll wash all the dishes in the sink and then she'll have one that's there
One cup.
that's there and like 2 forks. Never completely finishes and it irritates me. Michelle, one thing I don't like about Michelle. There's nothing that comes to my mind right away like immediately.
Stinky socks.
No.
When she's watching TV and doesn't ever pay attention to anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess because she'll watch it when TV's on. She doesn't. Mommy. I think my least favorite thing about Mommy.
I think I know what you're gonna
How long
say.
is the list?
My least favorite thing about Mommy.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
What do you think I'm gonna say?
That whenever you ask her to do something, she makes you do it, and then you forget what you wanted.
No, that's not it. That happens a lot. Anyway. No, I think my least favorite thing is when she tells me to do something I'm already doing or I've already done.
That happens a lot. That happens a lot.
She will tell me, she'll give me explicit instructions and it's just like, I did that already. Or the worst, even worse than that is when I sit there and say, hey, well, honey, I'm about to go cut the grass. And then she's like, well, hey, honey, why don't you go cut the grass?
I did not.
I'm like, I literally just told you I was going to do it.
Okay, so my least favorite thing about Mom is when she goes and like, I know where stuff is in my room, even if it's a little bit messy. So when she goes in and she cleans it herself,
A little?
and when she cleans it
A
herself,
little messy is...
and then she rearranges stuff, and then I know where nothing is, and I'm just like, what? That happens. That happens.
That happens.
It wouldn't happen as much if you would actually clean up. Yeah, when I ask you to. That's
And
on
then-
you. That's on you.
Michelle, my least favorite thing about Michelle is when she does laundry, and then I end up with Dad's and Mom's clothes, sometimes her clothes, in my laundry
That
thing.
never happened.
That's has happened.
Actually, that would be my least favorite thing about Michelle now that I come to think about that. It's when I go to put on a shirt and it's just like little bitty because it's Amber's shirt and not mine. And I'm sitting there like, fat guy in a little shirt, you know.
You guys confuse me and you and Mommy because most of the time it's the same shirt.
I think my least favorite thing about you is when you say you'll do something and then you forget about it. Like, because sometimes you do remember it and then I remind you and you're just like, I already knew about that. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. So I never know when to remind him or not.
Just err on the side of reminding me and annoy me. Favorite things?
Favorite thing. My favorite thing about Mommy, she always smells good. Always. She never smells bad.
Michelle.
My favorite thing about Michelle, I know this is going to seem really weird, is but when she randomly comes and jumps on my back.
But you don't like that.
I pretend like I don't like that, so you'll do it more often.
And now she'll never do it again because she knows that you like it.
Yeah.
And your dear old daddy.
My dear old daddy. When you get excited about something or like you say you'll do something, it's like, I don't know.
It's blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Does that make sense to anybody?
No.
A lot.
You just like Daddy being goofy.
Yes.
Okay.
My goofiness, okay. All right, honey, what's your favorite thing?
I haven't thought this through, but
You're the one that wrote the question.
what I like about Amber is that now that she's older and I can actually talk and have a conversation, just things in general, we can connect it that way.
Girl talk.
Girl talk.
Like that one time that we just searched on the internet for a bunch of clothes. She doesn't even remember that.
And then with Michelle, I like that she is very intuitive. You know, if you're not feeling good, if I'm feeling down, or that my day's been rough, she give me a hug, and so I like that about her. And Tom,
Can't think of a thing.
She
married you, Dad.
but well, I like the fact that even if we sometimes argue, you are always willing to see my point of view. After a while, you'll be like, okay, yeah, I was wrong. You're always willing to say, I'm sorry. So I know that even if we argue, I'm like, just give it a little time.
She knows that she's right, so eventually I'll admit it.
Maybe an hour at the most, and then I know he'll come around.
And just on a side note, this is not about us, so like that. It's incredibly, incredibly important as a parent to be able to say you're sorry to your kids, and in a relationship to be able to say sorry to your spouse. There's something that's therapeutic about that, and there's something that's very healing about that. My favorite thing about Amber is she's very empathetic. Like she wants to make sure that everybody's really happy. In fact, it's kind of like the same thing with Michelle. What Amy said with Michelle is like, if somebody's feeling bad, she's like, Daddy, do you need a hug? Like if there's something that's going on, like may not know what to do, so they try to do something. And so I appreciate that about both you guys. As far as my favorite thing about Monty, oh man. No, my favorite thing is we just like to laugh. Like I will do things to make her laugh intentional that's just like really, really silly. And she'll start laughing.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And like I'll show her like little videos that make her laugh. I just love her laugh, so that's my favorite thing about her is her laugh. So I enjoy making her laugh. So that's my
There
favorite
was
thing
this
to do.
one story about how Mom was like laughing uncontrollably, and she woke Daddy up, and then he made her laugh even more. So she.
Well, I don't know. Yes, sometimes I think back on some of the funny things that happened, and
Like
then
the sack race at Winchester.
yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, the last one we will do for today is who is your favorite superhero?
That's easy. Everybody knows mine.
Spider-Man.
Yes.
I did not know any superheroes until I married this guy.
I'm a nerd.
But for my favorite one is Superman. I think it will have to be Superman.
No, you knew Superman before because
Yes.
you watched Smallville before.
But that was after I met you.
Was it?
Yeah, I heard about the show Smallville, but I
Oh.
haven't watched anything.
It's hard for me to say. Like my favorite superhero growing up was an anti-hero, it was Wolverine, because I always felt like I was kind of that outsider, that loner, and that whole gruff, tough type of thing. That was always kind of my thing. I really like Captain America, but again, he's a soldier and that moral standing, that always fight for the good type of thing.
Yeah.
And then I've always liked Batman. He fights all these superpowered things with intelligence and cunning, and he's a good detective, which hasn't really been portrayed in any of the movies. They haven't really showed him as the world's greatest detective in any cinema.
And what's yours?
Either Black Widow or Shuri.
Yeah.
I like Shuri.
I love Spider-Man, and anybody who knows me knows this fact.
Which Spider-Man? Like Miles Morales? Peter Parker?
I think Peter Parker, because like there's so many different versions of Spider-Man. Because Spider-Man is one of the oldest Marvel superheroes. So
That wraps it up for our Get to Know Ya segment here for the Dirt Road Home. Tell us what you would like us to talk about. What are our favorite or least favorite things? We've got, we will have a part 2 of this video in the coming weeks because we already have it planned out and some more questions.
And maybe once we reach 100,000 subs, we might do a live.
Yeah, we can do, if we hit 100,000, we can do a live Q&A. So you guys can
Yes.
ask us questions and we'll answer those. If you got some ideas for us for our 100,000 sub video, go ahead and comment that down below too. We're really
Yes.
interested what you guys would like to see us do.
We just want to thank you so much.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Nak semang sakan cikon ni video ko nila aro nak semang nidak sa kanina mutila. So we will see you all next time in our next video.
Matela.
Bye.